think it's kind of exciting that you have a brand new asset class.
Crypto to the United States Treasury, a person who pledged to make crypto tax-free. I mean, think about all these incredible things. Crypto to the United States Treasury, a person who pledged to make crypto tax-free. I mean, think about all these incredible things.
Good evening, this is Digital Asset Guy, and that was Eric Trump saying the president who pledged to make crypto tax-free. Here it is one more time.
Crypto to the United States Treasury, a person who pledged to make crypto tax-free. I mean, think about all these incredible things.
Not sure exactly what he's saying with the Treasury, or maybe he's saying allocate crypto to the Treasury and make it tax-free. Anyway, I thought this is, kind of an interesting video. People say that it's fake, but I saw a video about a year ago, right as Trump got back into office. I saw a video where Trump was talking about making crypto tax-free. It went something like this. Someone asked him, how do you think digital assets will do in the coming years? And he said, number one, we're going to make crypto. We're going to make the United States the crypto capital of the world and all that. And then he said, and another thing, people are being taxed every time they spend crypto or trade. And I don't think it's right, seriously, because it's not right. When you go in and out of one currency to the next, like from the dollar to the yuan, you don't pay tax on that. It's not right. And I saw that video, and now it's just gone. It's just disappeared. I've been asking friends about it. Some of them even say, yeah, I saw that video like a year ago, and now it's gone. So it's interesting. Excuse me. Still dealing with my cough. And then here's Cody Carbone from the Digital Chamber. It says digital asset tax clarity is the next shoe to drop. Market structure reform is critical, but without clear rules, token issuance and activity will continue to be offshore. Grateful for our team and members who continue to lead this charge. So digital asset tax clarity is the next shoe to drop. When I was at the conferences last year at Bitcoin and XRP Vegas, I heard a lot of talk about this from people who would know, and I'll just say it would make a lot of sense. And, if you think about it, the Clarity Act is the rules of the road for using crypto in the economy, and it's largely written for altcoins. Bitcoin is definitely in there, but they've always said they've treated Bitcoin and Ethereum as commodities. XRP is the only digital asset with Clarity as a non-security, which means it's a commodity or a currency. But if you think about this, if we're going to use them in the economy, is it even practical that we pay tax on every transaction? I don't think it is. And it's just a tax nightmare. And it doesn't make sense. And we're even talking about doing away with tax on capital gains, property tax. I mean, it hasn't made sense to me from the beginning. It's like, why would we want to tax every trade? Or if you're trading one currency for another, why would you treat it as if you sold into dollars and then bought the other one? Because that's not what you're doing. So anyway, it's just something to think about. Cody Carbone is very, very in the know. Digital Chamber CEO. And my antenna went up when I saw that. Nothing that I say in these videos is financial or investment advice. Just simply my own personal thoughts and opinions. Here is the market. We're a little bit down on the week, about 5% on Bitcoin, around 67.5. Ethereum has dipped back up below 2,000. XRP is below $1.50 at $1.37. So I've been saying I could see us go down and retest the bottom again. Will we do that? Is this as low as we're going to go? Who knows? Solana sitting at 80 bucks. Cardano is at our 25-cent Cardano. The digital asset guy has been predicting and praying for. Got a Monero about half price of what it was. Chainlink down a little bit on the list. Excuse me, to number 17 at $8. It's been as high as 50. World Liberty Finance is acting. Oh, World Liberty Finance USD is a stable coin, so it's at $1. We got a 15-cent Stellar. We've got a 9-cent Hedera hash graph HBAR. Here's World Liberty Finance at 10 cents. And then my little VeChain down here, 0.077, pretty nice price. Last night's video, I walked back the charts to 2020 when things really crashed in the good old C19 crash, and VeChain was down to 0.002, 2/10 of a penny. I remember people said it was dead. It's never coming back. Came right back, so I don't think this little bear market is gonna be the end. I really don't. And if the digital asset guy decides to accumulate more, it will be through this platform right here, iTrust Capital, where you can own crypto inside of an IRA, Roth, SEP, or traditional, or inside of a premium custody account, which is just a regular account to hold, buy, sell crypto, but it has institutional grade custody like the IRAs. This is my favorite way to buy and hold crypto, or precious metals, gold and silver. All right, here's Eleanor with some news on the White House meeting. Details from the White House stablecoin yield meeting. Per banking and crypto sources in the room, people on both sides called the meeting productive, but again, no compromise was reached by the end of the meeting. However, deal specifics were discussed in more detail today. It's like, here's the details, but we don't know about the big picture. But anyway, this is the part that caught my attention. Chief Legal Officer at Ripple, Stuart Alderati, said compromise is in the air. So that's what I mean about every time we hear about the Clarity Act. It's, oh, we're going to get it. We're gonna, I think I can. I think that it is going to pass. I think that we're just having some regular drama, as we're in the bear market before we're ready to pass it and drop the news. That's just my opinion, but I've seen a lot of these things. Big events in crypto that are supposed to be all that. They drop the good news in the bull markets or going into a bull market, and they drop the bad news in bear markets. That's usually how it works. I could just see them, realizing the crypto market's kind of out of juice this cycle, especially after the October 10th liquidation, that it's rumored to have been a glitch with Binance's network, causing the massive liquidation to be worse than it should have been. But anyway, I could just see them all sitting around, in an office having the real meeting behind closed doors saying, look, we were going to pass it, but we're out of juice in this bull market. Let's really kind of play some politics. We'll put some stuff out about banks are not happy about stablecoin yield, which I'll bet that they're not. But I just have a feeling, I just get the feeling this is not going to pass until it's the right time in the market cycle. I could be wrong, but I could see them saying if we pass this thing in the bear market, it could just be wasted, where just nothing happens and it makes people even more bearish because people make the mistake of thinking price action comes from the news. Price action comes from the market cycles and the news complements it. That's what I've seen in my experience. So I think we've got a little bit of politics being played. Here is an interesting interview with Maria in the morning with Fred Thiel, who's the CEO of Mara. Take a listen.
Met at the White House yesterday for a second time to discuss stablecoin legislation. Both sides failing to reach a compromise on the language in the Clarity Act, specifically regarding crypto firms' ability to pay rewards on stablecoins. Banks are worried that there's going to be a flight of capital out of their deposit accounts into platforms that are crypto platforms because they're paying rewards to those customers. Joining me now is the CEO of Mara. Fred Thiel is joining us, leading one of the country's top Bitcoin mining firms. Fred, it's great to have you.
Great to be here.
Thanks so much for being here. So what is your reaction to this upset for the banks are having over the crypto platform's ability to pay rewards?
I think it's the traditional story of you had traditional finance who's very focused on protecting their business. And then you have the other side of the business, which is the disruptors, which are the crypto companies who want to come in and bring stable coins. Digital currency has to come into play. The banks have to support it somehow, but the banks are very afraid of losing their deposits. And banks are paying 0.25%, 1%, where you could get 4 or 5% yield other places, whether that's with crypto or whether that's with bonds, et cetera. So I think this is a battle of territory.
It's a great point, and I feel like this has, sort of like, more, pushed into a debate about bank margins. Okay, that's where we are.
Well, that's the bottom line, is what that guy just said. And again, it's funny to me because the bankers were making fun of us a couple years ago, saying it's nothing. Who cares about crypto? And now they're basically whining and complaining, saying we don't want them to have stable coin yield. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, what is the word? Ironic? So here's Anthony Scaramucci giving his 2 cents on it, and I agree with him.
Now, if I were talking to the banks, and I was going to give them advice, I would say, hey, guys, this is going to happen whether you like it or not. Okay, you're the taxi cab industry, and Uber's coming into town. So you can either fix what's going wrong in the taxi cab industry, or Uber's going to eat your lunch. Okay, so it's, for me, it's more advice to the banking executives than to Brian.
Totally.
But I think you're making the point, Brian, relax, get the deal done, and let's move forward. And I think we're generally going to go in that direction. Likely before Memorial Day. Likely before Memorial Day.
Yeah, so I agree with him. I mean, first they laugh at you, then they fight you. What's the saying? And then you win. I don't know. But I think that's what we're seeing now, and I think we're still in the and then they fight you phase. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this... I mean, they're going to have to reach a compromise if the Clarity Act's going to be passed, like everyone's saying. And I don't pretend to know how that's going to go because I don't see the banks ever agreeing to let crypto platforms offer yield on stable coins. And then I don't see the crypto platforms saying, okay, we're just going to not do yields. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the banks, they may block this thing. And like I've said, I could see the Clarity Act being our major negative news narrative if it were to not pass. All of a sudden, it's, we did not reach an agreement and both parties have, too many people have walked away at this point. I could see that happening. I mean, I hope that it gets passed, but it's a lot of people to bring together and reach a compromise, but it is a huge battle. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime or 3 lifetimes event where a new financial system is, breaking free. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, it's not. We're not having a new financial system. It's going to stay the same. They'll never let it happen. Well, watch what's going on. Watch what the banks are saying, and you'll see that that is not the case and that crypto is disrupting them. And if they keep trying to block it, it's just going to go around them. So it's kind of really, I think, crypto and the Coinbase and the platforms, they're really in the position of power, because if they do nothing, they get to keep doing what they're doing now, and then banks still have to compete. So it's like, what are they going to do? So I'd love to hear your comments below. Please comment below. I love getting a good discussion going in the comments. I've had a lot of that lately, and I definitely welcome you to comment or ask any questions, anything. You know, part of the reason I decided to start this channel was sort of out of loneliness, because it's just really hard to, in day-to-day life, find many people who even know about crypto. You know, it's really hard to talk with anyone who can actually talk about this kind of stuff and the current events. So please comment below and we'll talk about it. And if you have any ideas for some new content or things you'd like me to cover in these videos, I'd love to hear about it. I appreciate all the support I've been seeing. All right, and we might get out of here a tad bit early today for all the people who want short videos. Thank you for listening. Digital Asset Guy out.